All right, guys, so this story came out the other day, and I have many, many thoughts on it. The Hill is reporting that Democratic leaders have come out and said they will protect Speaker Johnson from any Republican coup attempt, any Republican civil war where Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massie and Paul Gosar and whoever, if they try to oust Speaker Mike Johnson, the Democrats are like, we will protect Mike Johnson. Okay, let me see if I can give you some more specifics before we get into my take on it. House Democratic leaders announced Tuesday they will protect Speaker Mike Johnson from a potential conservative coup, all but ensuring the Speaker will keep the gavel through the remainder of the term. The proclamation from Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, Democratic Whip Catherine Clark, and Caucus Chair Pete Aguilar is a remarkable development in the turbulent Speaker saga that's hobbled the GOP's governing majority from the earliest days of the 118th Congress. An unprecedented promise by the minority party to prop up an opposing leader for the sake of stabilizing chamber business. Their announcement serves as a response to Marjorie Taylor Greene's threat to oust Johnson over a series of deals he cut with President Biden, most recently on federal spending, government surveillance, and aid to Ukraine. Greene's resolution, introduced more than a month ago, has been endorsed by Massie and Gosar, but that's it. And a number of rank-and-file Democrats have been vowing for months that they would shield the Speaker from an internal revolt if he ushered those bills through the chamber. Okay, this is a horrible move from the Democrats. And here's why. We already had rumblings that if they tried to do a coup of Johnson, if Republicans did that, that you'd have more Republican congresspeople resign. And if more Republican congresspeople resigned in that moment, well, then Democrats have the majority. They have the majority. Right now, it's only a one-seat margin that Republicans have over Democrats. So if they were to try to do that coup, there would be more moderate Republicans who are like, I can't do this shit anymore. I'm out. And then you'd have a Democrat become Speaker of the House. So basically what they're doing, Democrats here, is they're shooting themselves in the foot. Now, look, my guess is they don't know what I just said, right? Or they heard it, but it's actually a rumor and it's not true that would happen. And so that's why they're like, we'll protect him. And look, is there a scenario where this actually is smart politics? Yes. But it's only smart politics in an instance where you're saying, hey, we're going to save Mike Johnson, but now Mike Johnson is going to start acting like Bernie Sanders, right? Mike Johnson is going to start voting completely with us on everything. Like, in that scenario, it would make sense to save him, because it's like, if we're coming in and saving your ass, well, tit for tat. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. What the hell do we get out of it? And that's where I would expect somebody to come in with a list of 25 things and be like, if you deliver on all these, then we will protect you, right? But the fact of the matter is, I don't think that happened. Now, I don't know. I'm not privy to what's going on behind the scenes there, but I highly doubt that they did get a lot in a deal here. And the thing is, if some people might say, well, look at what Mike Johnson already delivered, and that's why Democrats are saving him. The stuff he delivered is all the establishment shit that we all hate. More money for Israel, more money for Taiwan, more money for Ukraine, got through an extension of the warrantless spying. Like, this is... I don't agree with those things, all right? I hate those things, and you should too. And there's some hardline in the MAGA faction who are against, like, either the spying in some instances, and in some instances the Ukraine money. They're almost all for the Israel money, right? Except for Massie. And it's like, I hate to tell you, but on those particular issues, the corporate Democrats are wrong and the corporate Republicans are wrong. So it would be the MAGA faction that got, a tiny little thing right. So... look, if they are going to self-destruct, don't get in their way. Why would you save them? And also, by the way, what it shows is if they self-destruct again, if they try to do a coup again, you think that doesn't send a clear message to voters? The clear message to voters is like, these motherfuckers can't govern their way out of a paper bag, bro. They can't get shit done. They don't agree on anything, even though they actually agree on everything. But they bicker, they fight, they bitch, they moan. They are constantly, everybody slitting each other's throat around them on the right. They can't govern. So if you let them implode, it's nothing but positive for the Democrats. But they'd rather rush in and save them. I don't think, look, there's a chance the public views this as like, look at the responsible Democrats coming in and saving the day. But number one, that might not happen. Number two, it's bad politics in terms of it's not going to help you get our agenda through. to the extent they actually care about our agenda, which they don't, right? So let them self-destruct. Don't get in the way of the Civil War. Don't get in the way of the internal Republican coup. Let them self-destruct. And by the way, I think it is very likely that in this scenario, if they were to really go after Johnson again, that more moderate Republicans would resign. And then you'd have a Democrat be Speaker of the House. So they're preventing their own ability from taking over the House by doing this. It's perfect. It's the perfect embodiment of democratic politics, right? It really is. It's like they care more about the civility and the decorum and the procedure and the status quo. They care more about those things than they do about even beating the Republicans or getting through our agenda or taking control of the House. You know, it's so insane. It's so insane. There's also another possibility, by the way, which is that the only reason that you have some Democrats who are like, we're going to save Mike Johnson, is simply because they kind of agree with him, right? That these are Democrats from very conservative districts. They're very right-wing Democrats. And they're like, yeah, it'll look good for me in my next election if I actually support the Republican, so I'm just going to go ahead and support the Republican. That's very possible, too. But either way, man, this is, again, the Democrats not knowing how to play politics. The last time they actually did play it right, when they let them self-destruct, they let them implode, the whole Kevin McCarthy fiasco, the Republicans came out of that looking horrible. And in this instance, the Democrats are like, I know you're trying to look horrible, but we're going to try to save you. Bad idea. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.